Alright, this is a very real issue. I'm redoing this video because you know what, the first video had horrible audio. First off, I wasn't using a separate, actually, a camera and audio recording device besides the little thing on my MacBook. The audio sucked, but basically this video is about, rehash the first video, but what it's about, you know, is I don't know how anybody didn't stumble across this first. I'm no genius. I happened to find these two clips and put them together. The first clip is obviously something a lot of people have seen, and some of the truck drivers for FEMA, you know, and they're talking about the first stuff in the interview. This guy's talking about all the stuff they're driving around. He said they're driving around ammo, stun grenades, body armor, all this crazy stuff, you know, like why does DHS need all this? You know, this is America, not a war zone. But he's also talking about how all these truck drivers work for FEMA, and a lot of just in the general truck driving community, especially on the northern border of our country between Canada and the United States. We're wondering where a lot of Russian truck drivers went. There's a huge influx of them, and a lot of them just kind of like disappeared. Where'd they go, right? You know, and I don't believe in coincidence, personally, at all. I don't think anybody should. You know, coincidence is really never coincidence. There's a reason things happen, you know, cause and effect, this, then, therefore, you know. And basically, you know, over a year ago, you know, we had the Russians training for a mass event, you know, in Colorado. Go ahead, Google the pictures from Russian and U.S. forces joint training in Colorado. You'll find all the pictures of it. You'll see the Russian commander and the U.S. commander shaking hands. And, you know, you'll realize that this is no joke. But then you see, like, I think it's a coincidence because all of a sudden, you know, we have this huge influx of Russian truck drivers in the northern border. All of a sudden they disappear. And then like I said, I'm no genius. I just happen to find this other lady whose blog I listen to, whose videos I watch. And she knows people in the Rocky Mountains, you know, the Smoky Mountains, Tennessee area, that have they're highway patrol officers. And first off, some of the highway patrol officers have pulled over, you know, basically like big old flatbeds being towed by semis, you know. They got like those bearcat apcs DHS is buying on them, and they're being driven by people in DHS uniforms, but they're Russian. That's spooky, okay? And, you know, driving a semi is a skill. You know, Russian truck drivers disappear, and you find Russian truck drivers driving around FEMA, DHS, you know, bearcat apcs. I don't think that's a coincidence. And secondly, you know, you got now there are also other people being like stopped in the Smoky Mountain area by basically like patrol cars, like DHS patrols, and the people in the DHS uniforms stopping them are Russian accent. Russian, obviously not here for a long time. I think that adds, they think that's obviously, you know, 2 and 2 plus equals 2 and 2 equals 4 and right there. You know, you got Russians training with their troops, you got huge influx of Russian truck drivers, those they disappear, you find them driving around APCs and stuff in the Smoky Mountains, you know, and things like that. And by the way, the Smoky Mountains, Tennessee, Ozarks, where they have that huge underground facility that Jesse Ventura did the conspiracy theory, one of his episodes on, you know, and they drive in there actually. I mean, this is real stuff, you know, and, you know, so I think this is something to take note of. I don't believe in coincidence, you know, and, you know, this is obviously, you know, my first video got 14,000 hits really pretty quick, you know. There's something to this, you know. I'm just the one who happened to put 2 and 2 together. So I'm gonna play for you first the clip of the FEMA truck driver, you know, him saying where these Russians go, and then I'm gonna play for you the video of the lady saying who, like, what her people she knows and like where they found these Russians. So you know, enjoy. It's a short 5-minute video. It's only about 2 minutes left of it, so you know, enjoy that. And I hope you like the better audio on this one, guys.
He said all the truck drivers are talking about it, and I mentioned this. You did mention this to me a couple of weeks ago when we talked before about Russian and Polish truck drivers in Canada that have disappeared in the United States. 30% of them. 30% of the Russians and Polish, he said in particular, truck drivers, that their trucks and the drivers have disappeared. So what that means, I don't know. Are they going somewhere? Are they missing? But 30% of the Russian and Polish truck drivers are just vanished, and everybody's aware of it. So, or the people that are the truckers, anyways. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Uniforms on, but they were not uniforms of what they've seen of Homeland Security uniforms. They had eagles on the side of them, but what's craziest about them is that they were not American. They had Department of Homeland Security uniforms, but they were Eastern European, and they assumed Russian. They appeared and they spoke in the way of Russian. Now, these are people that are controlling those armored vehicles that are Russian? What are they doing as part of Homeland Security? Then the person also told me that up in Gatlinburg, there is right there at the Smoky Mountains, people are being stopped and questioned by Homeland Security, and that it is being reported, many people have reported, that they are Russian. The Homeland Security, that people that are stopping them and questioning are Russian. Now, I understand this person that's told me this is someone who tells the truth. This isn't someone to make some...
You see, I don't believe that three things linked together is just like, they're really directly related, happening in the same place, or a pure circumstance, or just happenstance. I don't believe in coincidence. And the scary thing is, you think about why Russians are here. Why would the U.S. government bring in Russians? Because you know what? There's enough of our own military that would not shoot American citizens. There's enough of our own military that wouldn't carry out martial law orders against their own people. And so you need people that are detached. People that don't care about us because they're not from here. And if you want to believe that that's all cockamamie horse shit, you believe that Russian troops training here, Russian troops disappearing, then popping up in DHS uniforms is just coincidence. Well, that's the kind of coincidence that'll land you on one of these black coffins that they're stockpiling around the country. So you go ahead and think that. Stick your thumb up your ass and walk down the street with a smile on your face. Just whenever the shit starts, stay the fuck out of my way. Or at least keep your head down and reload my magazines for me, alright? Otherwise, become a meat popsicle. Wake up if you don't want to be one. Enlightenment is required to survive. Have a good day, guys. Damn Russians.